So Ahmed, in the previous episode, you said something along the lines of disruptions are here and they're here to stay. And at a recent event with a lot of customers, we've asked them how many of them have heard this expression. You can imagine a lot of them raised their hands. And we asked them how many are sick and tired of hearing of this. And all the hands stayed up. We got a few laughs. But what this tells me is two things. One, that indeed customers have come to expect disruptions, so they're no longer a surprise. But second, it's no longer an excuse to under-deliver. So our customers want to grow even when disruptions are happening. So how do you think that they can grow, and what are the biggest growth opportunities in 2026 with or without disruptions?
So I think for us, from and again from an operational perspective, on this, it really is all about resilience and agility. We covered in the previous segment the resilience topic, and I think that is top of mind for us, and I can hear it's top of mind for customers exactly for that reason. We want to make sure that we can continue to help our customers grow and continue to deliver on our promises regardless of the disruptions that are happening out there. So that is one thing. The other point is on agility. It's very clear that as we see these, especially the geopolitical driven disruptions, that the need for agility is stronger than ever. So we can see shifts in patterns, in demand patterns, and your supply chain partner's ability to respond to those quickly will be the key thing to make sure that this is maintained, and that the growth engine is fueled by exactly this. I made reference previously to the Gemini network, the modularization of our network. That was one of the key ambitions that we had with this new network, to do exactly that. So, for example, if our customers tell us that the market is softening from this particular part of the world and strengthening from this other part of the world, so in a more conventional network design, what you would see with these big shifts happening is that it would take a long time to untangle the network spaghetti and then rejig it around where the demand is. So agility was a big problem there, and that's one of the things, as I mentioned, that we were one of the objectives we were trying to achieve with the modularization of the network is that you can, with a hub and spoke system, you can very quickly unplug parts of it and plug it in somewhere else to be able to cater for that demand. So I see that as a key enabler for growth that we see. So those are the two things that I would think about, is resilience and agility in this context.
So I already mentioned our survey of European customers, and another thing that we found was that 75% of our European customers, they respond to disruption by shifting maybe their sourcing patterns. How do you see this in the market? Do you see this, and what shifts can we still expect in 2026?
So I think we've seen this. If I look at the large Asia-Europe trade, for example, we've seen what we call a shift to the China plus one strategy. Many of our customers were solely relying on China for supplies, and China remains the sort of dominant source for a lot of the goods that come into Europe. But we have seen this diversification, that is China plus one, so there'll be a Southeast Asian origin or a Northeast Asian origin outside of China, to sort of not put all of the eggs in one basket, so to say. So that's a shift that we've certainly seen. We've also seen Chinese exports from China increase to new markets, and also increase to some of the non-US and non-European markets. So, for example, in India, there's been a huge growth of trade from China to non-US, non-European. So those are some of the shifts that we have seen, and also connected to this. Actually, since the pandemic, and because of all the disruptions, and actually speaking of disruptions, I remember in one of our supply chain forum events, we talked about was it 80% of the disruptions that we've seen in the last 25 years have happened in the last 5 years. So as with that, and especially post-pandemic, we have seen a shift from the just-in-time approach to the just-in-case approach, as we call it, where we were used to seeing goods arriving exactly when they're needed for consumption, but we can see that inventories are being built in a bigger way to buffer up for the shocks to the different supply chains, which really just ties back to the previous point that I mentioned about resilience and agility. Of course, it's not good to have inventory costs. So if our customers can find a reliable supply chain partner, then of course that helps on this agenda to reduce these costs and move back towards something closer to a just-in-time process. But those are at least the shifts that we've seen in the recent years on this point.